the official game of the week for every week of the NFL season. Let's get into it. Week one, we've got some big games. We've got the Cowboys and Eagles. We've got the Chiefs and Chargers on a neutral site in Mexico. And we've got this Sunday night game, Ravens-Bills, as well as the Monday night game, Vikings-Bears. You got Lions-Packers as well, and Texans and Rams. A lot of big games. And then this 1 o'clock game is interesting with Rodgers versus Fields swapping teams. I think the biggest game of the week is Cowboys at Eagles. It's a primetime game. It's the opener. I think the Cowboys are going to be good this year, 11-6, 12-5 good. Eagles just won the Super Bowl. Division foe. I think that's the game of the week. I think that is the game of the week. Now on to week two. Alrighty, week two. So we got this big one on Thursday night, Commanders at Packers. If Packers win week one, this will be a very good Thursday night game. Week two is not as hot, I will admit. We got this barn burner here at the 425 window, Eagles and Chiefs. I don't think that's the game of the week, though. I know they just played in the Super Bowl. It's early in the season. It's if both these teams were 10-1, 11-3, whatever, later in the season, it'd be intense. It's early in the season. I think the game of the week is Monday night, Buccaneers at Texans. I think the Texans are going to be one of the best teams in the AFC. I think they will end up being the 1 or the 2 seed. And Monday night, I think this is going to be a shootout. I'm feeling 70, 75 total points. So I think that is the game of the week. And the honorable mention is the Eagles at the Chiefs, but don't want to go chalk for the entire thing. And week three, we are once again going to be Monday night. We will go down to Monday night, Lions at Ravens. If the Ravens win in week one against the Bills, and then they'll beat the Browns. If the Lions beat the Packers and then win their week two matchup, 2-0, elite teams, possibly the best team in the AFC and the NFC from last season, both of which faltered in the divisional round. This is a big matchup. We'll cover the other big matchups this week. Dolphins always start out hot. If Dolphins are 2-0, division foe on Thursday night, I think that's a pretty big game. Other than that, Bengals-Vikings, if the Vikings are as good as they were last year, that could be a good one. Rematch here, that could be a good one as well. It's at 1 o'clock, though, so it doesn't feel as big. And, nothing too crazy in week three. Week four we're going to be going to Sunday night football. And it is going to, now this Thursday night matchup, I always love NFC West Thursday night games. I don't know why. It just feels like something good can happen. Packers at Cowboys. I've already said I think the Cowboys are going to compete for that division. Packers, have got a lot of big games. If they can be 3-0 or 2-1 going into Dallas, if Dallas is 2-1 or 3-0, that's a big game. Any primetime game in Dallas is going to be huge. Other big games, you got the Eagles at the Bucks at 1 o'clock. It's not going to feel as big. You got this London game. Who cares about that? I do think this is kind of, that classic NFC West Thursday night game. Always has good vibes. And let's go to week five. And week five, we're actually going to be picking a 1 o'clock game. And I'll tell you which one. The Sunday night game, we got nothing here. Bills will blow out. If the Jaguars start off hot with Hunter, Brian Thomas, a new look offense, maybe. But it's probably going to be a snooze fest. Lions at Bengals could be something. It could be something. But I went in a different direction. I'm going Texans at Ravens. I think Texans are going to be one of the better teams in the AFC. I think this game could have seeding implications. The Ravens, there's a good chance they might end up being the 1 seed. The Texans as well. And it's just, this game could be a big tiebreaker. And let's go to week six. Week six, we are going to be going to Monday Night Football. Ravens-Rams could be a big one. It really just depends on, how both those teams are looking. Ravens have had some big games already this year. But Monday Night Football, look, the classic, the chalk pick. And, I don't want to just pick the Chiefs and Eagles every single week. It's unlikely both teams are going to be as good as they were. The Chiefs got a little lucky last year. The Eagles lost some defensive players. I'm not going to go Chiefs every single week. Lions and Chiefs will be a good game probably. I'm going Bears Commanders. It's week 6. if both these teams have a winning record, the rematch from last year where they lost in the Hail Mary, the Caleb Williams-led Bears, I think, both teams, imagine both teams were 4-1, the number one pick and the number two pick. I think that could be a big matchup. And as well, I think the Falcons will be competitive for the division. I think this could also be a big matchup. But I'm going Bears and Commanders. Week 7 is going to be Texans and Seahawks, Monday Night Football. I think it'll be a good matchup. Warm weather team in a dome goes up to the Northwest. It's getting a little cold. October 20th could be a little nippy. I think, again, this Monday night doubleheader is killing it. Bucks at Lions. I think that'll be a fire matchup. Other than that, Commanders at Cowboys, that'll be a good one. That'll be the Fox game of the week. I doubt this game's going to be all that competitive. I don't really care about London games all that much. So, yeah, that is our Week 7. Let's go on to Week 8. And Week 8 is going to be a little bit of a rematch. The Steelers take on the Packers. I wish this game was in Lambeau. It'd be a lot cooler seeing Rodgers back in Lambeau with a different uniform. Nonetheless, if the Steelers start off hot, or even more interesting, if the Steelers start off rough, let's say they're 3-4, which is plausible, or even 2-5, and Rodgers is still playing this late into the season, and Mike Tomlin's getting a little worried. Imagine the Packers are the team that benches Aaron Rodgers. That would be insane. So I think that's in Pittsburgh. I think that's the game of the week. I think that is the game of the week. Week 9, this one is obvious. Every time they play, it's a great game. It's Chiefs-Bills. And it only some people are like, why'd they not put this at Sunday night or Monday night? Chiefs-Bills is a 4:25 game. In the divisional round, it should be 4:25. In the conference, it should be 4:25. It should always be 4:25. That is the window. You got to get Tony Romo on the call, Jim Nantz. That is the crew. That's the game of the week. No doubt. Week 10, and we have got Monday Night Football action for you. It's going to be the Eagles and the Packers. Look, Lions at Washington, a little bit of a rematch. It's a different venue, so it's not going to be as big. I think this is the obvious game of the week. I mean, Packers are going to be competitive for that division. The Eagles should be competitive for their division. We're getting into November, and this game is going to have playoff implications for a fact. That Thursday night game is kind of sneaky. I know they're not the two best teams, but this is the kind of game that, even though it's in November for tiebreakers, this is the kind of game that you need to win to get that 7th seed, even though it's 8 weeks out. This is one that you know is important. Week 11, we're going to Sunday Night Football, the NFC Championship that we all wish we would have gotten. Lions at Eagles. Now, it would have been in Detroit if we got it last year in the playoffs, but this is the matchup. If both teams were healthy, I believe this would have been the game, and we get to see Sunday Night Football in Philly. It's going to be a good game. Dan Campbell's thrown out all the stops for this one. Other than that, any AFC North game, especially in Pittsburgh, is going to be good. This one, doesn't get me that. This Thursday night game, oh my gosh, Jets at Patriots. The over-under on that game is going to be 36.5. I can already predict it. And then there's going to be a snowstorm. It's going to be like 29.5. Not temperature, but over-under. It might be 29.5 as well, temperature. Week 12, I got Bills at Texans. Thursday Night Football. I think these two teams, as well as the Ravens, are going to be competing for the 1 seed. Massive playoff implications. It's a Thursday night game. Getting in right before that Thanksgiving break, that's a big one. And other than that, Vikings and Packers, that NFC North is going to be competitive. Eagles and Cowboys, this would be the game of the week, but I'm not going to put the same game. Cowboys and Eagles, I put week 1 Thursday Night Football. I'm not going to put the same exact game on here twice. But 425, it's going to be Fox's game. It's crazy. The Cowboys, if they're playing anybody that's even close to 500, game of the week, 425 Fox. The Falcons and Saints could both be 10-0 at this point. No way they're going to be the Fox game of the week. I mean, it actually is. And Vikings and Packers, they won't be the fight. They won't flex them in for anything. Alrighty, week 13, and this is the best Thanksgiving triple header ever. I don't think there's a doubt. You guys can look through. Maybe you think there was a better one. Chiefs at Cowboys. I think both these teams will be probably winning their division or competing. Packers and Lions. This one could be for the division tiebreaker. Bengals at Ravens. Once again, these two mean more because they're in division. But even this one, it's like all these games. These are all must wins unless something goes catastrophic. These are big games. But I've got the Chiefs at the Cowboys. Mahomes, Thanksgiving, 4:30 window in Jerry's World. I think that's big. 3 p.m. on I know it's Black Friday or whatever, so people aren't working, but 3 p.m. on a Friday, it just feels a little weird. Bears at Eagles, it's kind of a random matchup. But that is the big. All three big games are the same day, Thursday. Week 14, we've got the Bengals at the Bills, the infamous Damar Hamlin game that they never got to finish. And yes, where are they at? 425. You don't want to play them on Monday night again and have that voodoo. So Bengals to Bills, it's going to be a huge matchup. Bengals could be leading division, or they could be vying for a wild card spot at Buffalo. Two high-flying offenses. It's going to be big. Texans and Chiefs are also in consideration. I mean, I think both these teams will be leading their division. I just like this matchup a little bit more. I think that's more competitive. You get two more proven quarterbacks. Eagles at Chargers could be a juicy matchup. Steelers at Ravens. Ravens, when they go to Pittsburgh, I think it's a bigger game. When Pittsburgh comes to Baltimore, it's not as big. Not as big. Week 15, we're on Thursday night again. Falcons at Bucks. I think these two teams are the only viable. I mean, the Saints and the Panthers suck. I think the Falcons and Bucks, they'll both win 10, 11 games, be right around the same area. December, we're getting to the end of the season. This is a big one. This is a big game. Winner will probably win the division. Ravens and Bengals is always a big one. 1 p.m. I can't really do anything for that one. You get the Chargers, the Chiefs again. Other than that, nothing too special. Lions at Rams, that game's always cool because the quarterbacks swapped. We're going to week 16 now. And we are going with the Packers at the Bears. It is going to be a to-be-determined time, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Packers and Bears. I'm not really sure what they're doing with these games. I believe... Or they're not trying to put them on Christmas because it's... Yeah. I don't really know what they're doing with them, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe they go on Saturday, I guess? Yeah, probably Saturday. Anyways, Bears and Packers... Or Packers at Bears. I think it'll be a big game. I think the Bears will be... I think all four of the teams in it... the Vikings will probably be fourth, but I think all four of them will be competing for a wild card. Bears will probably need to win out at this point to make the playoffs. The Packers will need to win out to win the division and or make the playoffs. Eagles at Commanders is a big game, but I think the Cowboys will be the division winners. And that Thursday night game is always juicy. I love the NFC West Thursday nighters. And our week 17 is going to be Eagles at Bills, 425. Oh my gosh, we got a bunch of to-be-determined games. Ravens and Packers, which I just scrolled off of. That'll be a big one. But this is the game of the week. Eagles and Bills, both could be vying for 1 seeds. Even if they're not, this is going to be a massive game. Would have loved to see this in the Super Bowl as well. And Cowboys and Commanders could be a big one. I don't like how the NFL does this, where they got 3 Thursday nights, some Sunday, a Monday. I imagine some of these are going to be on Saturday, a Wednesday. I mean, playing too many days. Throw it all on Sunday and Monday, and maybe a Thursday. And the last week of the season, we are going to go. Gotta find a matchup that I think will be a playoff. We'll actually go one by one here. We'll go one by one. Saints and Falcons. I think the Falcons will have already clinched the division or need to beat the Saints, who are tanking, so that game's kind of meh. Bills will have already clinched. Maybe they need to win for division. Probably not. Lions at Bears. I could see the Lions being a little bit worse. I imagine they'll have clinched a playoff spot by now. The Bears might need to win this game to make the playoffs. Might be eliminated, so I don't see both teams needing it. Browns are going to be eliminated. Bengals will probably have clinched or need to beat the tanking Browns. Chargers and Broncos. I think this might be where we're going. I think both these teams are going to be vying for that, 6, 7 seed, and then as well the 8 and the 9. Colts, I think they're missing the playoffs. Texans, I think they're going to win their division easily. Titans, I think they're going to miss it. Jags, I think they're going to miss it. Rams, Cardinals, I don't think the Cardinals are going to be all that competitive. I believe the Rams will probably make the playoffs by this time. Chiefs will probably clinch. Maybe the Raiders, if they get hot, will need to win this game, but with the Chiefs not playing, I don't think it'll matter all that much. Packers or Vikings, I believe the Packers will probably have clinched by now. Vikings, I believe, will probably have been eliminated. If not, I could see this being a matchup where winner gets in as a wild card, or maybe division, but probably as a wild card. Both eliminated. Cowboys, I think, will win their division. Giants eliminated. I think the Eagles will comfortably make the playoffs. I think Washington will need these, 4 teams will be interesting to see how this goes. Is this for a division? Is this for a wild card? What is this for? Ravens will probably have clinched. Steelers will probably be out. Bucks will probably have clinched. Maybe we need to win the division. And Seahawks. And you know what? I'm going to go Chargers Broncos. I think Mile High, it's going to be electric. Week 18. Both teams need to win or go home. I could see it being kind of an early playoff.